Pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 in the US is starting on the 25th. And Nintendo's greed is getting worse. The pre-order numbers better be low. Now look at this. First off, the Switch 2's price remains the same, save for freaking Mario Kart World being 80. Now in some other countries it will be 90, which is still freaking bad. Still insane and greedy. All the accessories get a price hike. Now before anyone tells me it's because of the tariffs, I don't even want to talk about that kind of stuff on my videos, but I'll bring up one video that sums all that up.
And now talk of the complete removal of capital gains and even possibly Wilson's folly itself, income tax, while raising tariffs in a vacuum can indeed result in economic instability and skyrocketing prices, at least historically. When paired with substantial downsizing of the federal government, there are other historic examples of it providing the prelude to a new golden age. And lest the Rothbardian buffoons bloviate further, I would remind you all it was the ANCAP messiah himself, Thomas Jefferson, who famously funded the federal government entirely through tariff after banning all inland taxes.
So yeah, it has worked, led to the Industrial Revolution among other things, so other countries are feeling some kind of way when the tables are turning. And if it didn't work, everyone wouldn't use them, okay? That's all I gotta say. But Nintendo, they've already showed their hand before this change. They've already exposed their greed. And again, Nintendo is trying to be slick. They don't show the previous prices of the accessories before the change. We gotta do some digging that somebody already did on Twitter. So there are the old prices. Some get a $5 increase, some 10. But these are still ridiculous prices. Just look at the Joy-Con itself. The price was already crazy at 90. But after the changes, it's going to cost 95. And here I thought a PS5 controller was expensive. And here's something else. Nintendo has said other price adjustments for any Nintendo product could happen in the future. They are possible. So you're telling me these ridiculous prices can get even worse? And I didn't mention this in the last video. Nintendo's game prices, they never go down. Never. You can never find copies of their game for a decent used price. And things will get even worse for older games like Zelda Breath of the Wild. That game is 8 years old. Yet that game is going up to $70. And worse, it doesn't even include the season pass. You'd still have to buy that separately. So that's basically a $90 game right there. Freaking Nintendo cannot win. The Switch 2 needs to have a terrible launch for the sake of all gaming, because if Nintendo wins, everything else is doomed. Every other game will become 80, especially GTA 6. And screw comments that say, oh, if people are calling out this greed, saying to not buy this shit, that they're telling people what to do with their money. Like, no, if y'all even thinking about buying a Switch 2 and $80 games, y'all are not smart with your money. Especially in this current economy. And if enough of y'all fanboys buy this crap, you're gonna ruin gaming for the rest of us. If the Switch 2 has a terrible launch, that will force Nintendo to change and decrease these freaking prices and price their games at 70, which I can't believe I'm saying that, because the $70 price was already ridiculous when things should still be 60. Especially when a lot of these $70 games still have microtransactions on top. So that $70 price point doesn't change anything, and companies that try to defend it are just making BS excuses. Nintendo needs to lose. They lost with the Wii U. That needs to happen again. And if it doesn't, and all gaming goes this route, this will lead to another video game crash, which we desperately need. And you know what a lot of us will be doing in that time? Just playing old games. Many of us still keep them. I still got a lot of mine. In fact, let me try showing them. This isn't even all of them. I got some on the TV stand here. And the other side. And I got a bunch of N64 games over here. See, I've been meaning to beat Zelda, actually. Thanks to the Hypercare Retro on 5, I can get 16-bit games again. And I've been meaning to get all the rest of NES games I owned once. So we'd be fine. In fact, did y'all know that PS1 memory cards work on the PS2? I didn't know that for 25 years.